So then, guys, we've got an article from Sam Wallace on the Telegraph. I can't show you it because it's obviously behind a paywall, but I have highlighted the parts I want to talk about. He talks about Liverpool and Man United, and it sounds to me that he's comparing the ways that they've gone about appointing managers and whatnot. And he talks about how, a year ago, the whole Jurgen Klopp thing and everything that Liverpool did behind the scenes. And he does touch on the contracts, Trent, Salah and whatnot. So we'll discuss all that. So stick around, guys. Let me know your thoughts down below. I'm sure Seano's going to have some opinions on some of the Richard Hughes stuff, so I can't wait to see what he says about that. So give this video a like, guys. Put a comment down below. Subscribe if you are new. And if you do want to support the channel a little bit more, you could always hit that super thanks button or become a member of the channel. So here we go then, guys. Let me get started on this. So the article is titled "The Ruben Amorim Verdict That Shaped Liverpool's Era-Defining Summer." Fenway Sports Group was right to pick Slot over the Portuguese, but more big calls loom in the transfer market with major contract standoff. So, this time last year, with Jurgen Klopp's departure announcement still fresh, the question of his successor was all-consuming, and not least among the executives of Ineos, newly installed at Man United and wondering whether they have to make a managerial change of their own. Ineos wanted to know who it was that Liverpool wanted to appoint, not least because it might give them a clue as to who they might appoint themselves. So basically, Man United were looking at who Liverpool were looking at to see, oh, right, so if Liverpool are looking at them and the way Liverpool's set up, let's go see what can we get one of them type thing. Oh, man. Continuing on here, it says that Ineos did try to appoint Michael Edwards, previously the Liverpool sporting director, who has obviously since returned to Liverpool in a more senior role. Ineos did interview Julian Ward, who was also returned back to Liverpool post-Klopp. There's going to be some stuff about that as well. And they did also interview Ian Graham, who was the former director of research at Liverpool and built all the data analyst models that underpinned the great recruitment years under Klopp. Ineos were, of course, interested in all these candidates, but they were doubtlessly also curious about what Liverpool knew about what they knew about Liverpool's intentions. So it's interesting, isn't it, that these people that have come back to Liverpool had opportunities to go elsewhere, didn't take them, but when Klopp left, come straight back to Liverpool. There's some stuff on that, guys. We've said this for a long time. I've said this for a long time, guys. The only reason why Michael Edwards and so on and so forth all came back to Liverpool is because Jurgen Klopp left, because the relationship was strained, because Klopp was getting more and more power regarding transfers. 100%, guys. It's in this article as well. In the weeks that followed Klopp's big announcement, Alonso gave little encouragement to Liverpool, and as that leaked in the public sphere, so other names started to emerge. Richard Hughes went to Lisbon to meet Ruben Amorim, and for a long time it was Amorim who felt like the leading contender, although it was never clear. Privately, his inflexibility about the system he played raised concerns, and Liverpool eventually settled upon Arne Slot as the best option for the squad that was at their disposal. So I guess that does show as well, guys, that Arne Slot was not Liverpool's potential first choice. I mean, they were looking at a load of other ones. Amorim, was seen to be the leading contender, but obviously his inflexibility about the system, it raised concerns inside. So then that's what led Liverpool to look elsewhere. Had Amorim not been so adamant that this is how he's going to play, then we may have had Amorim as our manager and not Slot. I mean, I think I remember hearing some stuff about the time as well around this, where it was like Amorim would to have hired Amorim would have cost Liverpool more money in the transfer market to get the players in to play the way he wanted to play, type thing, if that makes sense. It suited FSG and Liverpool hierarchy that Amorim remained in play in the public consciousness until late May, when Slot's appointment emerged in a matter of a few days. The interest in him from Spurs a year earlier had introduced the idea of Slot as a possible top Premier League manager. In terms of his career history as of last summer, he was about as low-key as an external Liverpool appointment in the club's recent history. So no one had Slot on their list of people that could have come in, is basically what that says. 12 months on, and the picture is very different. Amorim is going through hell at United. As for Slot, should Liverpool beat City on Sunday, they will be well set for their 20th league title. It will have been an extraordinary achievement from where they were this time last year, when so much was in flux. While the fan base were finding the Klopp news hard to absorb, those who had returned to take over the club, Edwards and Ward, were among the few who welcomed the fresh start. They had left because the relationship with Klopp had become strained, and now they were back and given full reign in the post-Klopp Liverpool by FSG president Mike Gordon. So it's there as well, guys. Like I said this last year. We said it last year. Hugh's arrival in March, officially at least, Seano, completed the set. The success of Bournemouth this season under coach Areola, whom Hughes appointed amid some flack at the time over the sacking of Gary O'Neill, has been testament to his good judgment so far. I can picture Seano's face right now. He may end the summer as the sporting director who appointed the two coaches who lead the voting for the Manager of the Year awards. Who else can say that, Seano? Even the Seano bit's not in the article. Either way, it all leads back to the same question that was being asked this time last year. What are Liverpool doing this summer? Their next move will be of considerable interest. No major signings in two transfer windows suggest the club are turning to the policy of big-ticket signings, like those of Virgil van Dijk and Alisson Becker, when they paid big fees for players who they considered transformational. Those are significant calls to make, and they are no bets hedged. Knowing where to stop when the price increases is even more tricky. Had in 2018 Southampton held out for 100 million for Van Dijk, would Liverpool have paid it? With the benefit of hindsight, he would have justified the price, but the budget for any player has to have a limit. That appears to be the guiding principle in the dealings with the big three contracts this year. The club have not engaged in any public exchanges. The received wisdom remains that Trent will leave, while Mohamed Salah and Virgil van Dijk will extend for up to 2 years. But that in itself is not a simple decision. Van Dijk may well become the best paid centre-half in European football, and certainly Salah's renewal would exceed most contracts for strikers aside from Erling Haaland, and that in itself brings its own pressure. These deals have to add up. And that's basically the stuff I wanted to read from this article, guys. So, I don't even know, like, it's interesting to see we've actually got some numbers regarding the contracts from Virgil van Dijk and Mohamed Salah. You know, about what levels we can see them being payment-wise and length-wise. That's pretty good. The stuff regarding Edwards and Ward, it doesn't surprise me. I had these thoughts back then. Like, it was just so quick when Klopp was on his way that they were like, oh yeah, we'll come back straight away. Do you know what I mean? Interesting. And the whole Amorim and the way they got to Slot as well, that's very interesting as well. And, you know, I had heard stuff or seen stuff about the amount of money it would have cost them to have changed Liverpool into the Ruben Amorim system last summer would have just cost them too much, and they weren't willing to do that. So yeah, it's quite a good article, is that, to be fair. And quite good as well to see that Ineos were trying to learn from what Liverpool did before they actually started doing what they did. But anyway, guys, let me know down below what are your thoughts on this. I can't wait to see Seano's comments on this, to be fair. He'll probably want to bring it up tomorrow night on the live stream as well. So yeah, let me know down below, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.